Only 5 minutes late. I'm only 5 minutes late. It's no big deal. It's no biggie. Binge one. Right, let's zoom. What a stream this is. Watch me awkwardly pull paper away from a book. Come on, you awkward twat. Thank you. What an ordeal. What an ordeal. Right, that's the paper. Let's see if the rest of the stream goes as smoothly. Rosewood. What number are you? 1. Gotcha. Gotcha. It's just not zoomed in right. Why does the quality of this stream look like garbage? There you go, that's a bit better. Sorry, I'm a bit all over the place here. I'm a little bit late. But we're in business now. Let's get it on. Let's draw some business. Yeah, it's been a while since I've drawn properly. The only drawing I've done is the one that I did in my A5 sketchbook. So I've got absolutely no idea which direction I'm going with this one, which is a good thing because I think some of the drawings before on this series were getting a bit stale. I think maybe if I just come into this with a bit of more of a clearer thought, I don't have to overthink it. Every time we touch. Dead Hand, how's it going, my man? Yeah, I'm good. A little bit later today because dinner took a bit longer than expected. But it's all right, it's all good. I managed to get here just about. You had a good week? I've had a very unproductive week. I have been rethinking slightly. Sort of my workflow, if you want. No, I haven't done the picture before you ask. I don't know when I'm going to get it done, to be honest. I don't know why I'm not doing. I don't know why I'm not doing. I mean, this week's been a bit different. Like, I managed to catch myself a migraine on Tuesday, which was immense fun. I don't know if you've ever had a migraine. I think that is the first one I've ever had. I don't recommend it. I don't know why I caught one, but that kind of scuppered my whole week. So that's been glorious. Incredibly frustrated to the point I wanted to punch a wall in, because it's like, I just want to get on with my stuff, but I can't. I'm just going to readjust this. It's a bit too... level with my own head. I'm getting in the way a little bit. Can't rush a good dinner, I say. My week's been very ponderous and sluggish. Yeah, I feel you there, man. What's happened here? Why has that done that? Have I done something here? Oh, have I pressed something I wasn't supposed to press? Why has that done that? Oh, you absolute pain in the... I bet it's this phone. Oh, why have you done that? Oh, are we back? Oh, now it's flipped completely. Yeah, I tell you what, the rotation thing on this phone is a nightmare. It makes absolutely no sense. Sorry, this fucking thing. Well, we're off to a cracking start. Yeah, right, I'm hoping that's a little bit better. So the reason I tried to move the phone a bit is it's on this stand, it was a bit too in line on my head, so my hat kept getting in the way. Well, there you go, I'm hoping that's a little bit better. God, I really do need a better sap, don't I, for Christ's sake. But yeah, I've also had a sluggish week, my man. I've been shit. Shaking off a stupid migraine. But what I need to do as well, I've thought about kind of jigging a couple of things. So the idea was, like I said before Christmas, that I was going to do some prints, all that kind of stuff. But the printer I have, it just doesn't work. Like, apparently it was a defunct or like a busted model. My dad got it for me during lockdown because we needed to print off all the kids' schoolwork. I had a printer, but it was so old. My hat's still getting in the flipping thing, isn't it? It worked, but because it was so old, only Windows 8 the updates went up to Windows 8 and that was it, so I couldn't use it anymore, which was annoying. So I didn't have one. He then bought me one, and he says, I'll get you this one because it's the same one that I have. So he got it for me as a Christmas present. And then when I went to see him last, he says, yeah, I ended up having to put that one in the bin, the same one that I've got, because it doesn't work properly. Apparently it was a dodgy model, which is fantastic. So now I've got no means to print my work off. So I was looking into websites that kind of bulk print your work, but I kind of don't like that. I like being in control of what I'm printing, what I'm seeing. So I would like to buy my own printer, but the problem is, or scanner at least. But these things cost money, so I thought, right, what I'll do then is I'm going to concentrate working on my original pieces. I'm going to sell a couple of them. I've already got someone lined up who wants to buy the first one. That'll go for £225, whatever it will be. I'm going to do a couple more, so I'm going to sell hopefully between £500 and £700 worth of work. Use the money from those sales to buy myself a new printer and a new light pad. So a light pad is this thing here that I use as I trash all my stuff. So I can't show you now because you need to plug it in, but basically you press that light there, it lights up and just assists me with put the dot grid paper then the other paper, and then I can kind of do my rough sketching and digging around it. But I need a bigger one, so the extra money will go towards that. I'll probably get a better kind of arm setup for my phone because they're a bit cheap. It's a bit short and and possibly a webcam, a better webcam if I can afford it. So yeah, shaky cam for suspense. Too right, but yeah, that's the plan. So I'm going to sell a couple of original pieces first. I'm going to try, and if I manage to sell a couple, I'll use the money from that to buy some new equipment, so then I can get some printed stuff. That's like I say, that's the plan. I don't know if that'll work. I don't know if I'm able to do it, but the whole point of the money that you make from the work that you do is that you use it to buy better things, to buy supplies and equipment when you need it. So that's what I'm going to do. And then hopefully I buy one that isn't a piece of shit, and I can actually make prints. I can scan in my work, make prints, edit them as and when I need to, and hopefully people start buying them. That is the plan. But first I've got to finish the fucking thing. Let's see if I can do it this weekend. Let's see if I can actually do it this weekend. Let's see if I can finish it. What do you reckon, Dad Hand? Do you reckon I can do it? Nothing getting in the way. I'll take Saturday or Sunday. Get it done completely. I'm trying to sell stuff to get a new camera. The GoPro has a fisheye. Oh, does it? What does it have? Like a fisheye lens thing, like by default? Is that nothing you can change? No. So I'm just opening my beverage. Yeah, I'll use when I get some. When I sell my work, I'll be sure to purchase one of yours when you put it on sale. Ugh. Refreshing. I think when I'm finished this entire series, I might publish into a book, but I'm thinking way ahead there. I don't need to think that far ahead. Still got that bloody website to set up as well. Lots to do. Excuse me, it's a wide fisheye kind of look. You can get rid of it in DaVinci Resolve, but only in the paid bit. Yeah. I have a feeling you're a bit similar to me in that you just want to do the sort of editing bit in as few steps as possible. Like, you don't want it to look crap, but because it's not, I don't want to sort of speak for you or presume to know what you enjoy doing about the process or what, but for me, just sort of, it's just extra work. Like, that's there's going to be like other steps to it. But I'd rather just do as few of them as possible. Editing is something I don't want to do, but it's something I've got to do if I want to make the kind of videos I want to. Yeah, that's kind of the way I've accepted it. Like, I'm not particularly bothered about making overly flashy things. Like, I just prefer to have it kind of on the page. On the page, and people will like, there's other things I want to do. It's each to their own, isn't it? It's what people want to get out of their work and how people want to present their work, that kind of thing. You're breaking up, dude, or is it just my interwebs? It's kind of, no, this could be YouTube. I'm looking at it through Streamlabs and it's perfectly fine, but I'm watching it through YouTube and YouTube's being a bit dodgy. My guess is it's YouTube, because if it was my internet, everything would be buggered, but it just seems to be YouTube for some reason. Yeah, like, it seems to be okay. Oh, actually. I think it might be my internet. It's barely streaming at 1 meg. Oh, there we go. Is it going back up? Right, I think that might be okay now. Are we in business or no? Is it? Yeah, I just looked then, and on Streamlabs it dropped to like 500k. Yeah, I think it might be my internet. Is the stream dead completely, is it? Let me just do an internet check on my phone. Okay, so according to this, my internet is over 100 meg per second, so that seems to be okay. So why? Right, okay. So just done an internet check. And it's saying it's fine, so I don't know what's going on here. Seems to be working okay now. Dutch Edam. You've already said that one, great. Need to do better than that. Where's my flipping... Right, we're back. Is it not being silly? I've just done an internet test. And he... But we, how's it looking, Dad Hand? I called you Dad Man then. Is the stream looking okay again? It's not spazzing out or anything, is it? Oh, that's a horrendous line. It's better than what it was. Good. Yeah, I don't know why it went all screwy for a minute there. I think I might have just had an internet dropout briefly or something. I don't know. But yeah, I did an internet test sort of immediately, but there was no problems with it, so I don't know. Could have been just Streamlabs being a bit funky. Couldn't tell you. Pain in the backside. Yeah, I need to upload more work to the socials, I think, to get a bit more traction. Because the thing is, probably a lot of people probably just don't know I exist. Oh, is it completely frozen on my end, is it? You need to smack them in the eyeballs with your excellent lineage or lineage. I need to slap this flipping internet connection in the head. I don't know what's going on. Is it YouTube being a pain in the ass? What's Streamlabs saying? Thank you for the like as well, by the way. I don't know what's going on with this thing. I'll just check my internet again. Why does it keep freezing? Oh, okay, now we have a problem. It's dropped to 20 meg. Why? I mean, 20 megs should still be fast enough, but I don't know, there's not really much I can do about it. Yeah, all I can do is apologise about the quality of the stream. I don't know what to do. Yeah, maybe. No more. I mean, my kid's on his PlayStation, Mrs. watching the telly, she's on her phone, and I'm on here. Do you know what I mean? It's not exactly the most punishing sort of work. But I cannot tell you how happy I am it's Friday. Holy shit. Well, if it isn't the master himself. How's life? How's it going, Coob? Good to see you. Oh my fucking god, this stream. Are we back? I've just refreshed it. That seems to have booted. Yeah, but all I can do is apologise about that, Coob. But I don't. It's my internet connection. I don't know what's going on with it. 1 minute it's 100 meg. The next minute it's 20 meg. I can only apologise for it. I don't know what to do to fix it. It's just my internet being a temperamental bitch. See, now it's dropped down to 2 meg a second. Just give me 1 second. I'm just going to check because it's in my son's room. I just want to see if he's not done anything with it. Okay. So I just went and checked the router, which is in my son's room, and a load of blankets had fallen on top of it. So I wonder if that had been blocking the signal. We shall find out. I'm praying right now. Right. I don't know if that'll... I'm just going to do another quick check. Okay, I wonder if that might have been it. I don't know. We're back up to 100 meg. So there you go. 105 meg. There you go. So I'm hoping that's so I went down and checked the router. A load of blankets had fallen on top of it, so I wonder if that was blocking the signal. I'm hoping that's all it was. We're back up to speed now. Like I say, we can but hope. Right, I'm hoping that's the end of it now. Can get this show on the road properly. You've given it all stiff talking to now, should all be good. Yeah. Whack my finger at it very aggressively. Told it to sort its life out. Okay. Okay. This piece is very chaotic. I'm digging it. Yeah, I didn't know. Like I said, I did a. This is about as much as my productivity went. Excuse me. During the week, just practicing to get back into some stuff. Like when I very first started doing these patterns, it was just. I don't know. I think all the pieces I've done recently have been a bit too refined. Where I've thought, well, this needs to be placed here, this needs to be placed here, it needs to be symmetrical here, here, here. Maybe overdone it a little bit on the composition. And I thought, just don't think about it. Just sort of go wherever you want with this one. Like there's a couple of pieces I did. Yeah. In some of the first ones I did that I actually quite liked because they were similar. In the sense that, yeah, like these two here. Like they were a bit more, like I said, they weren't, a bit more chaotic as you put it, Dead Hand. And I quite like, I remember doing them thinking I haven't done any like that, so I thought, yeah, just maybe, maybe kind of do that again. I thought, why not? Instead of just making it too, like I say, refined, and it needs to be like that shape, and it needs to be perfect distance from here, here, here. It's like, no, just kind of be a bit more random with it. So that's kind of what I've gone for here. It's funny, I've had a few people say that it looks like a top-down map of something, where the way I kind of image it is, it's more like I said, the inspiration I got, say, videos. It's more like that, so that's R-type, so the background of that with all the wires, but that's an interior, so maybe a better example. That's probably a better example, something like that. If you can see that. So maybe this section here, it's more, that's kind of what I see in my head when I'm doing these kind of drawings. There's a specific map actually that comes to mind. Yeah, kind of that one, I would say. There, more like that. That's kind of what I get in my head. I mean, is that the... But that's the... yeah, it's probably something like that. But I suppose that's what's good about it. People see different things from it. It's very in keeping with my mind lately. Chaotic mind. I think a lot of artists have a chaotic mind, don't they? It's just kind of a thing that we have. Snacks, yeah. Snack Master is back. What did you get? Something delicious. Fistful of chili nuts, love it. A row of hazelnut chocolate and some Fanta Lemon Zero. Fanta Lemon Zero is underrated in my opinion. I think it's a banger of a drink. Who the flip is messaging me? Sorry, I keep getting messages and stuff. Snack Master provides temptation. Bit of a walk kick at the minute, but I could really go for a Fanta Lemon. Yeah, my diet this week has been a disgrace. What I tend to do is if I get a bit kind of cold, like if I get a bit of a cold or something, like I had a migraine on Tuesday and that messed me up, I use it as an excuse to just eat shit. I think, well, I'm not well enough to do any workout, so I may as well just eat. I always do it, and I've put on a bit of weight. Really peed me off this week. But I do need to sort that out. I think it just came in nowhere though, because I played football with the kids. When was it? It was just before they went back to school, and I was okay. Like I could kind of knew what my limits were, and I didn't feel like overly knackered or anything. But I don't know. Just when I came back, or the day after, the couple of days after, I felt horrendous. Like I never ever usually drink normal sort of full fat Coke, but the missus got like a box of 8, and I had spaghetti bolognese for dinner today, and I just thought I really fancy a can of Coke, and there was a couple left, so I thought, right, I'm having one, and that'll be my last sort of treat. But yeah, Fanta Lemon Zero is a good drink. Be right back again, no problem. I think I ordered more than I cooked this week. No, that's a disaster. Yeah, because you're just going to scoff it, aren't you? I'd do the same. Can't keep spending money if I want a new camera. What's that old saying? You got to spend money to make money? Is that it? Yeah, I think what I'm going to do I've done a pencil outline for one of my original pieces that I'm going to sell, but I might put that to one side a second and just kind of fill in bits and pieces with pencil. But when I was doing these yesterday, but there's only a few of them, like a bit like this one, like I really enjoy the flow of it. And with the sort of black and white ones, I can use sort of thicker and thinner pens, and I might just do like a whole A4 pages worth. Obviously that one will probably be a bit more expensive because the amount of detail that'd be in it. But I am thinking of just slapping it on TikTok and just going over a whole page worth. Oops. I think just to get, because instead of just doing it in my scrapbook, just kind of fill a whole page out with it and see how we go. I'll time it as well to see how long it takes. But yeah, that was something I was thinking of doing, because I really this is the kind of drawing I really enjoy, where it's a bit of a slower drawing and it doesn't fill up as much of the page, but I just like drawing as I go, like I'm not thinking about it. And I think that's, I don't want to say my work suffered for it, but it's, I don't know, maybe my enthusiasm has suffered a little bit, because I think I have to do more, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to keep using the word refined, but more polished, I suppose, works. Whereas if I just do stuff like this, it can end up sort of looking really interesting, I think, anyway. Other people might look at it and think, nah, it's not as good. Because the end result still looks polished. Yeah, which is a good thing. But I think what I mean is the process isn't quite as polished. Like, my thought process isn't, I need to do, I was saying this to Dead Hand earlier, I don't know if you were in the stream, Coob, when I was thinking about it, like, the distance from here to here has to be exact, and the space occupied on both sides have to be exact, and like the composition has to be perfectly symmetrical, and it has to be consistent here and there and all that kind of stuff. Whereas, like, that was what the Black Book sort of drawings were for. But I just think recently maybe I've overthought it a bit. I didn't really need to. Yeah, with this one I was initially thinking I'll go 2 hours and then just stop at 2 hours just to see where I go. Like I won't clock watch, I won't think about... Well, obviously I'm saying I won't clock watch, I've just said I'll do 2 hours. But what I mean is, like in other drawings I've always thought, oh, I need to get a move on and I've not drawn enough. Whereas this one I'm just like, nah, just draw what you draw and see where you end up after 2 hours. You know, draw at whatever pace you want. Don't think you need to draw a certain amount, just go for 2 hours. I'll probably do a little bit more than 2 hours because a lot of this stream's been faffing around with the internet and stuff, but you get the idea. The thing with TikTok is the streams aren't archival as far as I can tell. Personally, I would rather record. Get more of the... It's funny you say that. I thought the same, but they do archive. But they... Because I checked this out when I did... I can't remember if you were in the streams for these. Because I thought about ripping the videos off. So I don't know if you remember when I bought this little book for TikTok videos. Or TikTok streams, I should say. When I did these little ones, I think maybe half an hour to an hour I spent on these. And I would like to get back and do a few more of these. But from what I remember, they stay on TikTok for 30 days. I'm almost positive that's the case. So you can download them up to 30 days and then after that they go. So my thought process there is, I might do another one in here just to double check that. So the thought process is when I do an original piece, live stream it all on TikTok and then edit it together and put the video of it on YouTube. That's my thought process, but I will double check. I'll do another stream in this to make sure that I'm right. But because I remember looking in my settings and stuff after I first streamed, I'm like, because it wasn't until I think the second or third one that I found it. I'm like, oh, they do keep, because I did wonder about it, because I just assumed they didn't. But then after the second or third one I found it, I'm like, oh, they do archive. But I will double check that. I'll do like a stream in the Red Book first, just to make sure that that is the case. But I am almost positive that they do keep them for 30 days, though. It's only 30 days. And then they just disappear. Because I thought about keeping the ones in the Red Book, but I thought, no, I can't. It's just more kind of archiving and editing, and I'm thinking that was just for a bit of fun, where I'll stream it on TikTok. If you catch it, you catch it, and if you don't, it's fine. And at the end, I'll do a sketchbook tour of it. But I think what I am going to do, one of the advantages of this, get off, is when I fill these books, I will do sketchbook tours of them, and I am probably, but this is miles away because I've got so much of it to fill, but I will probably sort of record like my favourite, or sorry, scan my favourite ones and make a book out of it. So if I've done like 120 of them, I might scan, say, 80 of them and turn it into a book. I don't know, we'll see. Like I say, that's miles away, that though. So I'm jumping about all over the place in my drawing here. I need to update my, well, when I can afford it, i.e. when I sell more things. Something else I'll look to do is maybe upgrade my Streamlabs account, because when you do that, if I remember rightly, again I'll double check this to make sure I'm right, you can live stream on more than one platform. So I can use Streamlabs to stream on YouTube, say Instagram and TikTok and Facebook if I wanted to. Just read a show this. I don't trust stairs, they're always That's actually quite good. I love a good dad joke. They're underrated. Yeah, dad jokes are underrated. I do like them. I've got one for you. I've got one for you chaps. Two fish are in a tank and one turns to the other. Do you know how to drive this thing? I told that to my son, my daughter the other day, and she loved it. They're always asking me to tell them jokes, but I always have to say, unfortunately, most of the jokes I know aren't suitable for children. Classic. Working in a mirror factory is a job I could really see. I've never heard that one before. That's good. Like that one a lot. I'll tell you the shortest joke I know as well. So the shortest joke that I know is this. Two elephants fell off a cliff. Da-dum. My daughter didn't get that one. She's only 7, bless her. Batman. I liked it. Literally forgot what I was going to do with this bit. Oh yeah. I remember. Yeah, one-liners are underrated. This one is a personal favourite. I don't like those Russian dolls. They're always so full of themselves. So simple, but so effective. I do love comedy. Excuse me. I've got a few stand-up specials that I need to catch up with. On the old Flick of Next. Flicks of Net. There's a comedian called Gary Delaney who's awesome at one-liners. He's so funny. I've only ever seen him do like his like the rounds when he's on like Live at the Apollo and stuff like that. I've not seen like an actual special of his, but he's really good. Yeah, Bo Burnham is amazing. I think the only full special of his I saw was Inside, but I need to catch up on his as well. But I saw like I tend to watch his songs. Like Welcome to the Internet is a flipping masterpiece of a song, and Jeffrey Bezos one is just legendary. I'm always singing that around the house. Jeffrey Bezos. But he's not my favourite musical comedian. He's up there because he's just a genius, but he's not my favourite musical comedian. My favourite musical comedian is Bill Bailey. Like his early Part Troll is just, oh, it's so good. He's in my top 5 stand-ups of all time, Bill Bailey. I think he's amazing. He's the guy out of Black Books. He was in Nanny McPhee 2. He's in Hot Fuzz as well, for people who haven't seen him or don't know his work. Yeah, he's awesome. I love Bill Bailey. Be right back again. What is it? More snacks, is it? Come on, Jeffrey, you can do it. Jeffrey Bezos. Jeffrey Bezos. Yeah, Bill Bailey's amazing. I absolutely love him. His stand-ups are so good. Tim Minchin's good as well. Tim Minchin is very, very good. Come on, Jeff. Doodly-doodloo, doodly-doodloo, doodly-doodloo. Yeah, my favourite stand-up shows tend to be from kind of the 90s and noughties. I will say, though, a lot of American stand-ups have proper raised the bar recently, though. Like, I wasn't really into American comedians. I think because in the noughties and 90s, it was people like Tom Green and Carrot Top, and it was a bit silly. And I was probably too young for Carlin and Bill Hicks. I've since watched Bill Hicks and Carlin, and they're amazing. I love George Carlin's stuff. But I think recently they've absolutely been smashing it out of the park. Doodle-dee-doodle-doo. I was just about to say, my number one favourite comedian of all time is Mr. Lee Evans. He is top of the pile for me. In fact, I introduced my son to him. And I have had the privilege of seeing him live. And I remember getting this one year for Christmas. Look at them. That, to me, is... That's his peak. Those 5 stand-ups there. Absolutely. Live in Scotland, specifically. Absolutely piss funny. Like, the thing is like... Lee Evans is probably not my favourite style of stand-up, because he's, I suppose, what you would call observational. But the reason why I think he's so good is because he can take, say, like a boring scenario or something quite, I don't know, like quite a beige topic, and just like create a scene out of it. Like, he can just make, I don't know, like, I don't want to say something as wanky as, he can paint a picture. But it's like he can just make something so ordinary, so fucking funny, because of his mannerisms and the accents and the voices and the noises that he does to kind of accompany it, to pepper it with. And like I say, back in the days of Live in Scotland and all them, I just think that's when he was at his peak. He was absolutely amazing back then. And I think the age I was when I started watching him, I was about 13, 14 when I started watching him. Just perfect timing, I think. Mentioned Black Book. Yeah, Black Books is amazing. Dylan Moran's stand-ups are brilliant as well. I've got, not there, we've still got all our old DVDs from, obviously, back in the day when DVDs were the thing. I've got Bill Bailey's DVDs. I've got Lee Evans, which I've just shown you. I've got Monster is Dylan Moran's one. I've got that. I think there's a couple of others as well. I've got one of Chris Rock's as well. But yeah, Dylan Moran's a brilliant stand-up. He was another one I was going to mention. Like him, Lee Evans, Bill Bailey, probably Dylan Moran. Oh, Bill Burr might be my top 5. Billy Connolly's probably top 5. Or in and around there. Yeah, Black Books is wicked though. Yeah, I need to start watching The It Crowd as well, because I missed The It Crowd. Like Father Ted, obviously, that's Graham Linnon's ones, isn't it? His is Ted, Black Books, IT Crowd. They're his. I think I missed out on IT Crowd, but it's on Netflix, and I watched the first episode not long ago, and I really liked it, so I'm gonna carry on watching them. But I flipping love Black Books. I think that's brilliant. And I forget her name. Forgive me, the actress that's in Black Book. She's in Friday Night Dinner and Episodes as well. Because she made me want to watch, what's her fucking name? She made me want to watch Episodes as well, because I thought that looked pretty good, with Stephen Mangan and Matt LeBlanc. Oh, what's her name? She's really good in everything that she's in. That's going to really annoy me, you know. I keep saying Emily, but it's not Emily. Tamsin Greig, thank you. Yeah, Tamsin Greig's awesome. She's really good. Moran's spiel about never opening the door to your own potential. He's mint, Dylan Moran. Yeah, I love him so much. There's a bit he does, obviously you'll know this, where he's talking about where he's in the pub. And he talks about how he really likes blues music. And there was a song that came called The Funk Soul Brother. And it's the Fatboy Slim tune. Funk Soul Brother, check it out now. And he was talking about how much he hated it so much. It sounded like, was it 10 million fire engines chasing 10,000 ambulances or something? It was brilliant. I actually quite like that tune as well, by the way. Funk Soul Brother, check it out now. Yeah, Black Books is so good. I gather that someone is arriving and it was supposed to be quite the occasion or something like that. I think he's got the right accent and it's the right... It's like the delivery of it as well. Like Kevin, that's why I really like Kevin Bridges. I think he's brilliant too because his delivery is so good. Yeah, I love stand-up. Me and my brother used to watch stand-ups all the time when we lived at home. That's how we discovered Bill Bailey. He was on, I think it was at BBC Two. I think it was just one of his stand-ups was randomly on. I think it was part troll. And we just watched it and thought it was amazing. But yeah, his stand-up just happened to be on and had a whale. He's one I would like to see live. I haven't managed to see him live, but I would like to see him live. I've had the place to see Dara. Is Dara O'Brien? I quite like Dara O'Brien. I've never, like, I used to like him on Mock the Week, but Mock the Week kind of just went a bit meh after a while. But I've always liked him on that. But I'm always chatting to my brother about stand-ups, and like some people like are really good on panel shows like that, where they're excellent when they're on panel shows, like they're really, really good, entertaining, funny, but their own sort of stand-up doesn't quite do it for me. I don't know if it's just because I prefer them in that setting, but was he good, yeah? Like Lee Mack's one, where I actually really like him on Would I Lie to You. I think he is very funny, but I'm not sure if his stand-up would be my kind of thing. But I still think he's a very funny man. I'm just not sure if I'd be bothered about his stand-up. So I'm going to do, how far do I do that? Can't for the life of me remember any jokes though. I think that's the sign of a good stand-up actually. When I went to see Lee Evans live, I had an absolute whale of a time, but I can't remember much of it because it was just spent most of the time laughing, but I remember really, really enjoying it. I haven't finished this drawing. I'm just sticking this on just to make sure I don't draw over this part of the paper. Yeah, I love a good stand-up. I'd like to go and see more. Like, I'd love to see Dylan Moran live. I'd love to see Bill Burr live, but I know he's... Obviously, it's harder for him. Tom Segura is another one I'd like to see live. Shane Gillis, really, really like him. Who else do I like to see? I'd like to see Ricky Gervais live. I'd like to see Gary Delaney live. David Mitchell's brilliant. He's really funny. Peep Show's another one that it kind of passed me by, like when it was on. But Peep Show's definitely a show I'd love to go and watch. I think it would still hold up, and I think I'd really like it. But yeah, I'd definitely love to see Peep Show. But yeah, David Mitchell's very, very funny. I think he's great. I tell you who was unexpectedly great. So years ago, quite a few years ago, when my sister came over from Australia, as a surprise sort of present, my brother organised it. So we all met up at like a bar somewhere, and he says, "Oh yeah, we're just meeting up for a couple of drinks." But what he did is he took us to the sort of theatre across the road from this pub, and he went, "Oh yeah, by the way, we're actually going to go and watch Rod Gilbert." Another comedian who I really enjoy when I see him on panel shows and stuff like that, but I never really thought about watching him as a stand-up. And it was called the Flaming Battenberg Tour, I think it was. And you think, oh, it's a bit of a... Like, it felt like a bit of a random name for the sake of being random. But his entire stand-up was the story about why he gave the show that name. And it was discussing and going through all of his anger issues, just things that pissed him off constantly. And it's genuinely one of the best shows I'd seen. It was brilliant. It was so, so good. So Rod Gilbert's one I would highly recommend. And I didn't, like I say, someone who I like as a panel show guy, but I never thought about going to see his shows. But his show was wicked. It was so, so good. Yeah, Richard, I don't know if he's done any stand-ups, but he's another one who is very funny, like when he's on Big Fat Quiz of the Year and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm not sure if he's done any stand-ups or anything like that. I don't think David Mitchell does stand-up. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't. But yeah, Rod Gilbert, I'd highly recommend him. I thought he was fantastic. I've heard Greg Davis is amazing, but I've not seen any stand-up of his. There was a stand-up show Marcus Bridgestock did called Planet Corduroy. I don't know if it's on YouTube anywhere, but I think that's one of the best stand-ups I've seen. Haven't heard a lot from Marcus Bridgestock though. Like he doesn't tend to appear on panel shows that much, but I think he's really funny. James Acaster, yeah. I've heard James Acaster's good. I've not seen any of his stand-ups though. Yeah, there's loads of stand-ups I'd love to see live. I've seen Kevin Bridges live. Like I said, I'd love to see Ricky Gervais live, but his tickets sell out in like nanoseconds. I've seen Frankie Boyle live. He was very good. Not massively keen on where he's gone now, but when I saw him, he was fantastic. Seeing those 4 parts, he weaves them together brilliantly. Went from yeah. It's always good when you sort of find new comedians and new stand-up shows that you like, especially that you never thought you'd like, but then when you give them a chance, you're like, oh, this is actually really good. I tried giving do you know who Dana Carvey is? Do you remember him? He was Garth out of Wayne's World. I tried watching one of his stand-ups, but it wasn't for me. Like he just spent a lot of the time doing Donald Trump impressions, which again is fine, but you know, I kind of want to watch stand-up to get away from people like him. Like I can't be arsed with. Like even when I hear jokes about him, I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of fed up of hearing his stupid name, to be honest. Like even when you joke about him, I'm like, yeah, just he needs to disappear from the public eye, I think. I know of him, haven't seen anything with him, including but like Wayne's World's funny. I do like Wayne's World, and he's good in that, but I just don't think his stand-up show was for me. But it's not to say it was bad. It was just not to my taste. Like I'm very hesitant to call stand-up comedians bad. Like if you fill out a stadium or you fill out an arena, you know, I can't really say that they're bad. It's just, you know, they're not for you. Like there was a time when Michael McIntyre was getting a lot of grief, and I'm thinking, well, I think he's obviously a good comedian. Like he sells out. Like Peter Kay got a lot of grief as well. I'm like, no, they're good. You could argue they're a bit plain Jane, maybe, but sometimes plain Jane's good. Like sometimes when you want a ready salted packet of crisps, sometimes they just hit the spot, you know? Nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with being good at that type of comedy. Wayne's World. Yeah, Wayne's World is good. It is funny. Party time, excellent Wayne's World. When Mike Myers was in his pomp in the 90s, he did have some good films, Mike Myers. Wayne's World was good. I think the Austin Powers films are good. And then he seemed to fall off a cliff. I think it was a film called The Love Guru. That I haven't seen it, but I remember it getting absolutely slaughtered when that came out. Like people saying it was like a really offensive film, which I'm not keen when people describe it as offensive. It's like, well, that doesn't mean anything to me, because being offended by something is entirely subjective. So you haven't said if it's good or bad. But yeah, I remember people kicking off about that film. Wayne's World. What's my battery at? 32%. No, we're good. Excuse me, that is very rude. Party time, excellent Wayne's World. Oh, Wayne's World. Party time, I need a wee Wayne's World. Thunderous applause for that magnificent. Wayne's World, Wayne's World, pretty damn excellent. Like, this isn't the most... Well, this isn't the biggest drawing I've done, but I've actually had a blast drawing this. I've really enjoyed it. And I actually really like the way it looks. I really like this drawing, I'm not going to lie. if I don't say so myself. Yeah, I really like this drawing. I've had fun doing it. I like the way it looks. So there, that's what I think, internet. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Yeah, stand-ups. I might watch a stand-up tonight, actually. I'll start... Who else was there? So there was Shane Gillis, Tom... I think I watched Tom Segura's newest one, and it was really good. Dave Chappelle's got a new one. Gervais has got a new one. Matt Rife, he's another one that I really like. I've only ever seen clips of him on TikTok, and he's very, very good. So I want to see how his actual special is. I want to see if it's any good. I'm assuming it will be, because he's a very funny man. Wayne's World. Wayne's World. Oh. The part furthest to the left made me think of GLaDOS head in Portal. Oh, this bit here. Yeah, I could kind of see that. Oh, I need to replay Portal and Portal 2. They're flipping brilliant games. I think we've spoken about this before, haven't we? Like, I think Portal is possibly the best designed video game I've ever played. Like, there is absolutely no fat on that game at all. Like, it's 3 to 4 hours long. Like, design-wise, it's brilliant. It's funny. It's fun. It's just, oh, it's so good, that game. I thought the second one was brilliant as well. Portal are fabulous games. Yeah, I've not played them in years, though. I remember playing Portal 2 when it first came out. When was that? 2010? Around there, was it? 2011? Can't remember. I want to replay all the Half-Life games as well. Well, not Half-Life 1, actually. As much as I like Half-Life 1, the second you go into space, or when you're on the alien ship, it just slows right down. Like it felt like a bit of a slog. But Half-Life 2 and Half-Life 2 episodes 1 and 2 were awesome. Like, they're so good, those games. In terms of how to capture an atmosphere, they are the best games I've ever played to capture like a proper dystopian atmosphere. Absolutely superb. And like a stubborn dickhead that I am, I remember when I was in college when Half-Life 2 came out. Or had I just gone to uni? I think I'd just gone to uni. And like the reviews of it were proper, like, how can I put this politely? Glazing it. Very, very hard. And that put me off, because I thought, oh, I bet it's not that good. I bet people are just saying, it was just me being a stubborn little dickhead teenager. And then when I actually played it, I went, yeah, fair enough, it is actually amazing. And it is one of my favourite games ever, Half-Life 2 now. It's so, so good. Like, it's just, I just love playing it. And it was the very first game I fully completed on Steam. J.K. Simmons made the second game so good. Yeah, I knew Portal. I didn't think Portal 1 was that late, actually. I thought Portal 1 was earlier than that. But yeah, the only reason I remember Portal 2 around about 2010, 2011, or 2011 as it happens, is I remember certain TV shows that were on that mentioned it. And I'm thinking, I'm sure that was about 2011. Yeah, Portal 2 was amazing. Both of them were. There's so many games I need to play. They're like on my Steam list. I've still got Doom to finish. 2016 Doom. Is it 2016 that one came out? I'm on like the last level of it. I think the last game I fully finished was Super Mario Odyssey. And I wanted to 100% that, but there's one moon that's so grindy. I'm like, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do this. Or I could do it, but I'm not sure if I want to dedicate my time to grind this thing. Party time, excellent, Wayne's World, Wayne's World. Oh, my Sean's keep clicking. Yeah, so the one I'm going to do, I've just thought now, the drawing that I'm going to do like this, but I'm going to cover more of the page. I think what I'm going to do is kind of like, I'll say fill a space here, then fill a space down here, and all the gaps behind it, I'm going to use my neon colours. So these, the oranges, the pinks, the blues. And I'll just mark out some kind of random shapes behind it and fill it in with the neon colours. I think that could be really interesting. And if I get it like really high detail, like even more detailed than this, I could probably sell that at around about £300, depending on how long it takes. Like I say, I'll time it, because I've absolutely loved drawing this. Like, it's kind of strange. Like, this one hasn't. I think before Christmas, I felt like I had to fill a certain amount of space on the page to make it worthy. But this is just a stream for fun, where I'm just drawing with every color of a pen. It doesn't need to be like super duper, like high coverage. It's just, I'll see where I go and whatever. And I've just thought, do you know what? Because I've really had fun doing this piece, I think if I can expand this out and make it a more detailed drawing, then I can make a really nice piece out of it. We'll see. We shall see. But what are we on battery wise? Because I'm dictated by the battery, really. 26%. Yeah, but I've loved drawing this one. It's been brilliant. And I do like it. I like this kind of simplicity of it. Like I did, well, you both would have been here for the Black Book one that I did, where it was just a little bit simpler, because I was just getting back into the groove of it. Yeah, like that one. Like, I think that's really nice. Like, I mean, I wasn't 100% sure about the detail within it, but I don't know, I just kind of like the simplicity of it. So yeah, like this one, and what I've done as well is I've done the detail kind of as I've gone, whereas before I was doing the shapes first, then doing the detail. So the detail was kind of becoming an afterthought, and I'm not sure that was the best way to do it. So yeah. Pretty damn excellent. Right, let's finish this. Finish this. Sorry, I was faffing there. Have you thought about getting an external battery for your phone? Yes, I have. I haven't looked into it, but I have thought about it. I mean, it doesn't help that I take little 60-second breaks like that, but just sometimes, like if I'm kind of focusing really hard, I feel like I have to kind of look away at something else and then come back. But I have, yeah. Because I don't like the idea of charging my phone whilst I'm recording it. I have heard that can damage your battery and overheat your phone and all that sort of stuff. I don't know if that's like a poor indictment on the phone itself or what, but yeah, that is something I should look into, Deadhand. That is a good call. Because I think I'll probably do I might start using my phone again for TikTok streaming because I just can't seem to get a decent enough picture quality through my webcam, which is really frustrating because the maximum amount of the maximum resolution you can get on TikTok is 1080p. The webcam is 1080p, but for some reason it just still looks really blurry and really like it just doesn't look great. And like it was the same with YouTube though. I mean, obviously excluding today because today's been a bit of a shit show. But like when I started live streaming on YouTube, I just went through YouTube and I couldn't get it at the maximum resolution. But then when I started using Streamlabs, I was able to change the settings in Streamlabs. And like I say, with the exception of today, it's normally been like a really high quality stream. So I think what I might start doing is like whenever I might just have to like continuously stream through my phone, and invest in a battery or an external battery, like you say, Deadhand. And in order to do that, I'm going to have to actually finish that piece, sell my work to buy said battery, because I ain't going to be able to afford shit unless I start drawing properly. But yeah, I have really enjoyed drawing this one, and I do like it a lot, actually. Not all 1080p's are made equal. No, especially on the computer. And they've been dicks. Yeah, I don't know why this stream's been such a disaster. Well, it's not been a disaster, but it's just been a pain in the arse. And what annoys me more is I can hear my son playing Fortnite, having a whale of a time. The missus is watching telly. She's having a whale of a time. But yet I can't flip in, get a decent stream going. What's all that about? Like if I do another internet speed test, what are we on? Oh, we upgraded it not that long ago up to fibre. That's why I was able to get 100 plus meg out of it. What we're on 80. Well, we're on 80 meg now, 70, 80 meg, which is still really good, and that should easily cope with what's happening in the house. But it's just been a knobhead. Map out the time right now to finish the original. Yeah, I do wonder if it just took a little bit of time because like loads of blankets fell on the router, so I think that might have been blocking the signal. But because it wasn't immediate, I just thought, well, it's got to be something else. But map out the time right now to finish the original. When are you going to do it? Just do it. You mean the one I've started? I mean, that one's so close to being finished, I'm not going to bother with that, with mapping out the time for that one. But for the next one, I will. So for the one that I'm going to do a bit like this, then yeah, I am going to map that time out. And see how long I do. A mate of mine, I think you said it before, Dad, and a friend of mine who's a graphic designer, he said to do that as well. And I've seen other artists do it as well. They always say like 16 hours later or 24 hours later or whatever. I'm like, right, yeah, I should really do this. Doopy doopy doop doop doop. To be fair, Annie, how's it going, my man? It's good to see you. Is not to tuck your router. Yeah. It's good to see you, man. I don't think I've seen you since before Christmas. Oh, there you go. 20% is that? Shut up, phone. You had a good Christmas and New Year? Get lots of gifts from Santa Claus? Santa Claus? YouTube decided not to show me any kind of notifications. Well, YouTube is being a bell end, so... The only gift I got is a free ship in Star Trek. Hey, that's what you want, innit? Some gift skis. I got a snuddy. And I was ecstatic for it. It was a Pickle Rick one as well. No, it is not Coob. I was going to say a skip. A skip. What a present a skip is. A ship is definitely nothing to be scoffed at. Nor is a skip if that's what you wanted for Christmas. If that's what you really wanted, then grab a skip. But I think what I'm going to do now, because my battery is running low, I'm going to have to... Okay, so what I'm going to do is this, because I quite happen to like dots as a background feature. They're quick, they are simple. It was a T6 ship, the highest you can get. Yes, baby, that's what you want for Christmas. Kind of wanted an Odyssey class, but it is what it is. $20 is for a ship is ridiculous. Star Trek more like microtransaction. But it is Christmas. That's what Christmas is for. Getting something that you want, regardless of if it's overpriced or not. That's the one time of the year, and your birthday as well, I guess. Give yourself the excuse to splash. Not to tug my own todger or anything, but I absolutely love this one. I've had an absolute blast drawing it. I like the fact that it's a bit... I just really like it. I'm not going to lie, this is one of my favourites. I just think I've spent more time on the sort of inner detail of it, because I've just had fun drawing it, and yeah, I really like this one. I could have done more to it, but obviously pissing about on my internet because it was being a dickhead. But I've got to say, I really like it. I really like it. That is definitely one of my favourites. Oh, those background dots made it really pop. Thank you. Yeah, I'm really into just doing little subtle details like that. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. Well, I'm going to call it there because my phone is now at 16%, and for some reason, when it gets under 20%, it decides to piss the bed. And I need to pee as well. But thank you so much for joining. It's been really fun today. I've had fun drawing. I've had fun chatting about stuff. Again, I can never guarantee when I'm going to be on, if I'm on at the weekend or not. Like if I'm in the mood, I'll just pop up and do something. But yeah, back Monday. It's never an exact time, but it's always between 5 and 6 p.m. UK time. It's the reason it's any time between then. It just all depends on when I get dinner sorted for the kids, and like I try and do it closer to 5 just so I've got more time before sort of the end of the day, if you know what I mean. But no, I really appreciate you all joining. Monday at the usual time, I'll be in the Black Book doing some drawing. Hope to see you all there. Have a cracking weekend, everybody. And I'll see you later.